World, Wayne's World. No,
it's not Wayne's World.
No, sorry, no. Completely wrong there. But hey, everybody, welcome to another week of Comics Should Smell Good. And this week we have varying different kinds of smells of comics. There's some super shiny smells. There's some kind of matte smells. There's some. This is probably going to be worth money smells. You know, definitely good variety this week here in the second week of October already. I know it's kind of scary. But yeah, we got lots of comics, so we're going to get right into it. And to get you in the mood for some horror stuff, from Vertigo this week, we have Coffin Hill, #1. Written by Caitlin Kitteridge and art by Inaki Miranda, who recently was doing some Fable stuff, some Fables covers. And Caitlin Kitteridge used to do, or does, probably still, supernatural romance novels. And this is mixing, definitely kind of more of like a cruel intentions, I've got too much money, and I did already too many drugs, and so now my only kicks left are doing strange occult ceremonies in the cemetery. And what does this lead to? Crows.
Lots and lots of birds.
Lots of crows.
Birds and blood.
Yeah, but if you are a fan of very hip-looking, kind of gothic hipster chicks, and lots of blood and death, this is your book. Absolutely. But yeah, Coffin Hill #1, extra-sized issue, still only $3.
DC also has another enormous debut this week, possibly the biggest of the entire year.
Well, you notice it's the only one that's got a fold-out cover. Which other ones did have a fold-out cover?
Oh my gosh!
Look at that. It's a lot of Tony Daniel. It's a lot of Tony Daniel.
This is Superman and Wonder Woman #1. Starting off, the not at all limited, completely ongoing, will last for years to come tale of this amazing romance.
Does this actually tie in to DC continuity?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. So this is like legit?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you doubting?
Well, you never know. I mean, these things, they pop up, you don't know. I mean, it does take, years before, years after.
But it's Charles Soule, who's recently been writing Swamp Thing as well as various other DC titles. He picked up like 15 of the Villains Month issues.
Yeah. Tony Daniel, art chores on this, coming off of Batman. Where do you go from Batman after, you go to Superman?
Yeah, pretty much. Tackle all three of the big three.
That's it. New from Image this week, 3, #1. Kieran Gillen writes, Ryan Kelly does the art, Jordi Belair on colors, because, again, who else colors comics these days? I don't know. But yeah, this basically, it's I guess kind of not like a modern day, but it's a period piece, and it takes place in, what does it say here, 364 BC, Sparta warriors here are basically, you kind of open it up and you hope that there's lots of violence, and it's more
there's a fair amount of violence. There's also a lot of politicking and negotiation.
So if you're looking for a really good, step back into another time, there's even an official researcher that Kieran Gillen cites here as well, so clearly the Englishman knows his stuff.
Basically, if you want to read Age of Bronze, but you want to actually be able to read it from the beginning...
Yeah, and have it come out more than once a year, it's going to be this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan Kelly coming off of, what was he just
Saucer
doing?
Country?
Saucer Country for Vertigo. But yeah, new Image #1, already sold out. Boom.
And Marvel has a really great sort of standalone story right here in Uncanny XForce #12. This is a spiral solo story drawn all by Adrian Alfona, who of course has been kind of sharing art duties on that book with a variety of other people, but this issue is all him, all spiral, 6 arms, 6 swords, what else do you need?
All of them deal drugs too, which is really badass. But yeah, Uncanny XForce has been fun. It's been a really good book. What else we got? From DC, tying into Forever Evil. This is Forever Evil Arkham War, with more bad guys in a very gritty pose in the rain on the cover, and you could shake a stick at. Peter Tomasi, Scott Eaton, and basically, Forever Evil happens, the villains are in charge. Where's the place with the most villains? Arkham Asylum.
Duh.
Obviously.
Duh.
Duh, indeed. And perhaps the greatest part of this, we see the return of Professor Pig.
Oh, good.
Professor Pig
is even in a cartoon now. He's
Yeah,
hot these days.
I don't understand how you. I mean, it's one thing to do Lobo in the Superman or the Superman cartoon. It is, but Professor Pig, there's no tone.
His whole thing is kind of burning people's faces
That's what
off.
I'm
I don't
saying.
know how that translates so much for kids, but
You know, whatever.
and another quite horrific debut here.
Yeah.
This is one that I've been waiting for since it was announced. Afterlife with Archie.
Something you never thought you would see.
It is exactly what it sounds like. Zombies have come to Riverdale, starting, of course, with Jughead. Of course.
Because Jughead looks kind of like a zombie. He's a burger zombie a little bit.
Pretty much. Burgers, brains, same thing.
Yeah, but Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, I think that's how he's, Sacasa. Oh my god, I kind of said that right. He's a playwright who's been doing comics for a few years now, but the art chores are all by Francesco Francavilla.
And he really manages to make the Archie characters look the best they've looked in years.
Yeah.
He goes so far away from the Archie house style, and just manages to make it downright horrifying.
And it's all this orange and purple. That's like what most of this book is, orange and purple and varying tones of that. And it's also mature readers. This is the first ever mature readers Archie book. So
That's surprising.
that is
I didn't know they could
surprising.
do that.
I didn't either, but they
Is the
did.
universe cracked in half yet?
No, things are okay.
Is it chilly down in hell?
Maybe. From the always loved Brandon Graham, creator of King City, we have multiple Warheads, The Fall, which is a prequel, sequel, almost type of thing to his story that came out this past year. This collects the 2007 one-shot that is nigh impossible to find at this point, and it also collects the even harder to find and even more gratuitously, well, I don't know what you would call that, but you know, it's got the porn short.
It's the one that's actually porn.
Yeah, it's the one that's actually porn, and you know, it's Brandon doing porn is awesome, especially when it has werewolf appendages. There's a couple of new pages in here. His wife Marion does a really nice spread. Her stuff is just amazing. It's very elegant. But yeah, $8. This is the pretty much culmination of the rest of the multiple Warheads. So if you got the others, this is the last one. But yeah, like you know. Brandon Graham, new comics, buy it. What's wrong with you? God.
It's not rocket science.
No, Jesus.
Shall we unleash it? Is it time?
We'll do it.
We're bringing to you one of the most highly anticipated things ever. More highly anticipated than Superman Wonder Woman. This is Battling Boy. New Paul Pope. It's finally here. We're dropping it on your doorstep. Not actually on your doorstep yet.
Though if you want to pay us, you know, we'll come to you. But yeah. Paul Pope, for those who don't know, is a very celebrated superstar of indie comics, I guess, if you want to do that. He's definitely kind of taken that, I want to be Steranko and I'm a rock star comic book artist, and you can't really argue with him. He is pretty much a rock star comic book artist. But yeah, Battling Boy is his kind of all-ages adventure, which is really cool. It's comics for kids, or for anybody that, you know, are actually good. They're not dumbed down for kids. And basically, this demigod has to go through coming of age, and his dad, who is kind of like a Thor figure, gives him a suitcase full of magical t-shirts and kicks him to Earth. You know, and there he has to beat up KKK hat-wearing, strange...
hooded mummy goons.
Yeah, hooded mummy
Basically,
goons.
From the second he hits Earth, it's nothing but punching monsters.
I know.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
It is. And then there's just...
There's a giant car-eating beast.
Yeah.
There's a dog-faced monster gangster.
There
There's
is.
a whole bar full of goons. It's
There's
amazing.
Asgardian fights. I mean, all sorts of awesome stuff. In color, Battling Boy, hardcover, softcover, $16.
Boom.
All right, let's further this up here. My pick of the week. One of the greatest things ever. Teenage cop from the future, or from our present, goes to the past to 1986 New York with the hopes of saving the timeline. And why is this awesome? Because it's a friggin' girl in a spacesuit, and it's Amy Reeder, who's amazing, and Brandon Montclair, who's pretty good. He's not bad. Halloween Eve was pretty fun. But yeah, shiny lights, awesome chicks, arcades. You can't really go wrong. Rocket Girl, another new number one from Image.
this week, the collected edition of the recent Thanos Rising miniseries, obviously chronicling the early years of the Mad Titan, has been released upon us as well, with art by Simone Bianchi, probably one of the best fantasy-style illustrators who's actually getting work in American comics these days.
Right.
And to go along with that, we also have these beautiful Thanos t-shirts, which I may or may not be wearing right now.
It looks like some Jim Starlin.
Yeah, that's certified Starlin right there.
Starlin. It's good. It's good. Speaking of another tried and true comic team here, ElfQuest, Wendy Pinney, Richard Pinney. I know you haven't seen anything in about 10 years, maybe? Well, no. All right, I'm going to give you like 6. But this is the part 1 of 2 parts of the final ElfQuest stories ever. I'm sure that's been said before, but this is apparently really the end. And even though it says it's a one-shot, there's still more. So, ElfQuest. Oh. And we finish it off with...
We've said that, like, everything this week is crazy exciting and better than the last, but this really might be the biggest thing this week. Sorry, Paul Pope, but new Shaolin Cowboy has finally seen the light of day. This is Jeff Darrow's ode to everything that he feels like drawing. Honestly, you could say it's a tribute to cowboys, you could say it's a tribute to kung fu movies. No, it's just whatever Jeff Darrow feels like putting on the page today.
Yeah, I mean, so many people don't know this because it came out in 2004. It came out maybe 1 issue a year. The issues are not easy to find at all. But for everybody that forgot it, what happened or whatever, we have this really not short, quite long, and overly convoluted, with very small text that you're going to need a magnifying glass for, recap, to get everybody up to speed, because this is totally new reader friendly. Bottom line, don't be X-Men about it. This man is a chainsaw, there are zombies, and there are friggin' flying sharks, okay? Just shut up and read the comic. God. We got some new statues. We've got a very nice Bombshells, Supergirl,
as well as the Wonder Woman here.
These are kind of based on 40s kind of pinups on the side of planes, bombers, stuff like that. And we got a very, strange Superman statue who likes...
He's just really bummed about how short he is.
He is, but at least he can look up Supergirl's skirt.
And he has very shiny pants.
Very shiny pants. So, and with that, I hope that was enough. Certainly should be. Tonight also from 6:30 to 8 is our weekly, or monthly, meeting of the geeks. It is close enough to Halloween that there will be a lot of candy. Come help eat the candy, please, or else me and Perry, are just going to eat all the candy. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
They never give me any candy.
No, he doesn't get any candy. Neither does the monkey. Done. No candy. Bye, guys. You thought we were done.
You were wrong.
That's right.
Were dead wrong.
We're back to haunt you with what? Zombies! That's right. How could we forget what is perhaps the biggest book of the week? Only if
we mean it
covers.
This time.
Yeah, really. There's like 15 covers. They had to use half of the alphabet to get all the covers designated just on this. Walking Dead, number 115. This starts All Out War, part 1 of a 12-part series.
Is this the biggest story in Walking Dead history?
It is,
yeah,
but it's going to be bi-monthly with local artist Stefano Gaudiano doing inks on this, which is very, very nice. So big shout out to Stefano. Congratulations. But we've got like 15 covers. We've even got the Walking Dead Midnight Release Party cover, even though we probably aren't going to be here because nobody said they were going to show up. But that's Seattle for you, whatever. We'll be open at 10. We'll have your Walking Dead. Be a zombie.
Yeah, come celebrate 10 years, the best zombie comic on the stands.
That's right. Walking Dead. All right, now we'll see you guys.